This is David Wills, also known as the Crying Wrestling Fan, and you're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com radio. Tune in every week for the best of interviews and the best wrestling news and excitement right here at www.InYourHeadOnline.com.
Welcome back to In Your Head.
How's it going?
It's going good. Yourself?
That countdown threw me off my game right there.
Oh, man. We're professionals.
We just started that one up. We normally just I normally just come back.
There's a little bit of pressure, you know what I mean?
Right. I never know when he doesn't hit one. If I'm supposed to wait for the one or after the two, it's like really confusing me.
You wait a second silently.
I'm like waiting for like a blast off. I think we should put a blast off in the countdown. Like 3, 2, 1 blast off.
Let's not do that.
Oh. Alright. Damn you.
Now listen, I don't want to start this on a sour note, but it comes to my attention, Brian, that you're not a big fan of Wendy's.
No, actually I'm a big fan of Wendy's. I'm just not a big fan of the particular Wendy's here in Totem Lake.
Oh, man.
Horrible establishment with poor service, and they screw everything up. So, but in general, Wendy's gets a thumbs up. Spicy, crispy chicken sandwich.
Yes.
Fried. Yeah, good stuff.
You tried the new McDonald's spicy chicken sandwich.
I did. It's not as good, but it's all right.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You get a 99-cent Happy Meal though if you purchase the spicy chicken sandwich at McDonald's.
Really?
Yes. We get a caller. Who is
Kyle,
it?
so.
Oh, well, that's all right. You can just eat it.
Sure.
Yeah, you give it to Vinny.
Yeah.
We get a caller.
Fee for the week.
All right.
Hi.
He gets a big bucks. He gets more than I pay interest.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Who is this? Oh, I know.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Who is this?
Not much. Brian.
What's up?
Brian?
Brian, how are you?
How's it going?
It's going pretty good.
Okay.
Is this the caller that was waiting on the line during the answer during the break?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Brian's here, and he's like ruining the magic.
I'm sorry. Go
Uh,
on.
It's a blue fist, for everybody's wondering.
Did I ruin the magic?
It's okay, man. Go on.
All right. Because it seems really intimate. And I
Like, we're doing a 3-hour show tonight. It's just,
We're just totally out of
it's the
gas.
last one.
That's why it's called
Next
break.
week-
You gotta
next-
just
next
stop
week we're
talking
going-
for a while.
Next week we're going to 4.
Yeah.
All right. You got a question?
Well, no, it was just more of a statement. I just wanted to let Brian know that I still enjoy the site very much, and I appreciate his efforts and Tony's efforts, and expanding with the whole thing as it's been growing, and it's just it's really been very cool on a lot of levels. In that I have expanded my understanding of a lot of things that I didn't pay attention to before, like the MMA stuff in Japan and this, that, and the other thing, and anytime that I can get a chance to let him know personally that he's doing a great job with it, I just, wanted to take that opportunity.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So you're not one of the people complaining about MMA coverage?
No, that's not me. In fact, you know what? While I'm on the phone with you, this is an opportunity for me to say that there's stuff that I'm critical of, like the Meltzer stuff and this and that, and not even so much like him in general, but just people's reaction to him and people's reaction to other things. And a lot of what I say, because it's like different than what most other people talk about, it gets misconstrued. But I love the MMA stuff. I'm not really sure if our group of people, yourself and everybody else included, is like the most knowledgeable sect of people to be dissecting MMA, because it's still kind of evolving, and we're all kind of, you know what I mean? We could all stand to be a bit more knowledgeable than maybe what we are, because the whole thing's kind of changing and stuff like that. So it's like, it is what it is, and it's going to continue to grow and stuff, but I have no problem with it. There's a lot of people, I guess, that still like their meat and potatoes, like pro wrestling coverage and stuff, so I don't know.
The thing with MMA is it is growing, and I think that people need to grow with it, and those that want to turn a blind eye to it, I know are going to be left behind as far as an understanding this business, because what happens in the MMA is going to affect pro wrestling and vice versa, and, I think that it's important to cover it. And as far as understanding MMA, I think that if you go to a lot of MMA boards, I think you would be surprised with how little understanding there is on those boards. And we have some very knowledgeable people at our site, which I'm very happy for because I learned a lot of stuff from them. So I just think it's important that it's covered.
Well, absolutely. And like I said, I have no issue with that in particular. I think, like I said, your site and the people that are on it, like Michael Coughlin and those two guys that just started their own Brand Top show, there, Adam Summers and the other guy. Like
Adam and Mike, yeah.
Yeah, those guys and their perspective, I think, have helped me out a bit as far as that stuff goes. But no, I'm definitely down with the MMA coverage, and like I said, that's one of the aspects that I think maybe I was on the other side of the fence for a long time. I was like, well, who cares about Japan? Who cares about MMA? And being exposed to the people on your site board who are probably a collection of some of the most intelligent wrestling fans that are really out there on the internet, and just being exposed to them and their views and their takes on it and what they've been, the experience of the stuff that they've watched and what they have to offer with their insight on it, it's helped me a lot, and it's helped me evolve into like a more well-rounded combat sport fan, or whatever you want to call it.
You want to put us over a little bit before you hang up?
What's that?
You want to put us over a little bit before you hang up?
Oh, you guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no, you guys are great. Like I said, I love the new...
you let them make it to air.
The upgrade that you guys are doing. I mean, the fact that you now have like a board and stuff like that, that's got a cool look to it and stuff like that, I mean, it's great. I don't... When you got like a new thing like what you guys are doing, and you got to piggyback on other people's message boards and stuff like that, and it gets kind of confusing because there's like six different shows sharing the same board and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, we have our own.
No, but it sounds stupid, but I mean, you guys are kind of establishing your own identity and stuff like that, and you've got a lot of cool guests, and a lot of people are like, well, those guys are kind of goofy and whatever, but no, you guys have established your own thing, and now, you guys, they put your stuff on Meltzer's site, so, you must be doing something right.
Oh, man.
Well,
no, I'm not a big fan of Blue Fist, no.
Well, no,
and your head's moving up in the world.
I know, right? I think we're moving back to circle jerk talk on up here.
Oh, man.
Just,
yeah, I know.
You guys get a lot of coverage just like everybody else, so,
cool.
You guys are doing
Thanks
good.
for calling in, Blue Fist. I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right.
Speaking of Alvarez, after this show, and for every Wednesday after this, we're going to play either the Bryan and Vinny show or one of the daily shows. Figure 4 Daily.
That's right, we're a tag team now.
Yeah. You got a question from the board, Incher?
Question from the board. Let's see. Actually, I just had a question on my own. I noticed on your guys' board you were posting pictures of people's ex-girlfriends. I want to know which one you think is the hottest out of all.
On our board?
Yeah, on your board.
All I know is somebody started the thread about everybody post a picture of your ex. And I think the idea was they wanted to get me to post a picture of my ex that tried to stab me. And I didn't take the bait. And no one else took the bait either. So the thread was like 3 pages long, and there hadn't been one ex-girlfriend posted. And I think there may only be one up there right now.
Yeah.
So I guess she would win by default.
She was a pretty hot lass.
That's quite something you can brag about. Yeah, I want to be passionate by default.
Well, that means everyone else needs to go post a picture of their ex then. It was a thread with... there was a good idea for a thread, but it just didn't pan out.
Right. You got a question here from the message board. Rickard's Mustache. He wants to know if Pots and Pans guy still gives you nightmares.
I actually had no problem with Pots and Pans guy. I looked at the show a little differently than Dave did. Dave was doing a wrestling show, and he likes to learn about wrestling every single second of every day. So he wanted to make the most of every single moment on that show, I think. Mm-hmm. This is not to say that Dave didn't like a little bit of entertainment, but I don't think he saw the entertainment value in Pots and Pans guy. I didn't need the guy calling every day or anything like that, but people to this day still talk about IATA and how much they loved IATA.
Right.
And IATA was a whole bunch of different things. It was 2 hours of wrestling talk 5 days a week. It was a lot of great guests. And it was just weirdos like the dude with the pots and pans. And
James from Kentucky.
Sure, James from Kentucky, all those guys. I was totally fine with all of that because I didn't mind every now and then a little bit of memorable wackiness.
Right.
And Pots and Pans guy supplied that, so I was all for it.
Do you feel that you've recreated IATA with having a show every day on F4W?
I don't know. I don't think you can really create IATA again. I think we sort of just created something new. I hope that 5 years from now people are still talking about the Bryan and Vinny Show and Figure 4 Daily. And I also hope that 5 years from now, not looking back at when it got shut down, like
I was just going to bring that
hopefully
up.
it'll still be around at that point. But, you know, I hope people enjoy it and should create some odd little memories in a similar sort of way.
We got a caller here. Who is this?
Hey guys, this is Casino Man. How's
Hey,
it going?
Casino, how's it going? On the air with Bryan Alvarez.
That's right.
Casino Man? Who is this?
Casino Man. No one here goes by real names.
I see.
That's right. That's our gimmick.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask Brian if he ever got his Monday Night Mayhem T-shirt from Big Moss.
I, in fact, did. And I have worn it to the gym. I actually got it again.
Ooh. Casino Man, we actually got ours a couple days ago.
Oh, he actually sent you guys one?
Yeah, 3. He sent me 3.
You think
Oh, boy, are
free?
you guys?
Yeah.
Are you guys going on best
Large?
week ever? Why would he bother sending you anything?
I think I'm going to spray paint in your head over 'em. I think those will put them up on eBay.
I believe Alvarez had a question for us.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alvarez. Brian.
No, I was asking why you got 3 and I got 1.
Oh, it's one for each of us.
I see.
Yeah. Jack
You're trying
and
yourself to get some more of those precious Mayhem T-shirts.
Well, I wear them so often, so he sent me 3, so I can always be wearing one every day of the week.
We got some new stuff up at our store. If you want a thong with Vince's head on it, and all sorts of great
Who
stuff.
doesn't?
Right.
Who doesn't, really?
Right. And there's
He's
also
not
the In Your
sold
Head
me.
store. Oh
Yeah.
man, we did sell an In Your Head thong.
Did you really?
Yes.
We haven't
To,
sold any thongs yet.
Yeah, to one of our female fans in Australia.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, that's about
I
all
think
we
we've got a
got.
total of about 6 female fans on our entire website, and none of them have bought the thong.
Oh man. I guess it'd be better if they did than one of the dudes.
I do have one more question for Brian,
Okay.
if I may.
Yeah, go for it.
I was listening to one of your shows, and you mentioned that you had a review of Godzilla Final Wars because Don Fry was in that. Did you review that, or did someone else? And what did that person think of it if it wasn't you?
I did not review that. I'm trying to remember what the deal was. I think I don't think Vince might have reviewed it, but I don't think he did because I think he would have brought it over and we would have both watched it because I really wanted to see that movie. I know I can't even remember what happened. Somebody did mention that. Maybe it was somebody on our board or something like that, but I think we put out a request for it, and I think Vince's roommate bought it, but we have not actually watched it yet. I know I have not seen it yet. I would remember this.
It's a good flick. You ought to see it. It's really good.
Nice
Believe me. I loved Bloodsport when we reviewed that the other day. So
The original Bloodsport?
Bloodsport.
Oh yeah, we reviewed Bloodsport. It was great.
Oh man.
Good movie.
You ask you some wrestling questions here. What do you think about TNA bringing in like Lex Luger and Rick Steiner, and who's the other guy they hired? Buff Bagwell.
Buff Bagwell.
I'm gonna have to see how this plays out on TV because when I first heard it, I was like, "This company's got a month to go." I thought this was like the most desperate thing you could possibly do, is bring those 3 guys in. And I don't know actually when they made the deal, but I know that the rating last Thursday was atrocious. It's actually, the average rating for the hour is like a 0.9 or 1.01 or something like that, but it fell so far from Ultimate Fighter. Ultimate Fighter ended at a 2.25. TNA started at a 1.25. So they lost an entire full ratings point as soon as they came on the air, and the rating fell throughout the show. So the show was going on, TNA fans were turning the show off, and by the end it did a 0.8. A 0.8, which is a miserable number for Sting was there, you had all the stars out there, it was the final build towards the pay-per-view. I looked at that number and I just thought, they gotta be, this has to have devastated them. And then I look at the tapings and there's Buff Bagwell, Lex Luger, and Rick Steiner, and I thought, I just don't know. I can't think of anything worse.
Oh yeah. Did they hire them, or were they just going to be on one show?
I presume they just signed a short-term deal through the next pay-per-view. I can't fathom them signing long-term. I don't understand. There's 0 point to it. No point. I mean, they already brought in Lex Luger once. Whole idea was he'd put over AJ Styles. That was an absolute failure. I don't see why another year older and another 6 months in the clink is going to make Luger any more likely to do it right, or even be able to do it at that point.
Right.
And Rick Steiner, he
was there once
okay. He's probably more mobile than his brother, but
he doesn't have the charisma.
Yeah, Scott Steiner's got the charisma, and Buff Bagwell has really never done anything.
He's got a nice hat.
He's got a great hat, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the hats.
Speaking of hats,
yeah, I don't know.
Hambone, he wants to know, are you going to sue Burchell for stealing your hat?
I would just like to sue Burchell for... I don't know. No.
Oh, okay.
I can't say I'd like... I will say this. I love the Regal stuff. I'm fine with the Pirate being on TV as long as Regal's there doing costume work every week. But the Pirate alone, I don't ever need to see again.
What do you think about Zach Gowen coming in as his partner, as like Peg Leg Gowen?
That wouldn't be the worst idea. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a horrible pirate. You might as well have somebody with... I thought Regal would make a much better pirate, to be honest. And they gave it to Burchell, and I'd be fine with a guy with the peg leg. Sure, why not?
Sure. Any other news on why Randy Orton got suspended?
No, not really. Well, I mean, what do you know?
Yeah, I was saying, does anybody know why? No one knows why.
Like I've said many times, it wasn't just one thing. It was a number of different things that built up, starting in like... Actually, this dates back all the way to before he even got into Ohio Valley, when he went AWOL. He's always had behavioral issues. They think he needs therapy. He's gotten many, many chances because he's Randy Orton, and they expect him to be, like, the company's top guy to carry them into, like, I don't know, the next 5, 10 years or whatever. And that's why he's gotten all these chances. Anybody else would have been fired long ago. He had tons of behavioral issues. It got really bad starting in January when they put the belt on Angle instead of him. And the derogatory comments towards women in the company, workers, diva search girls, people on the road, just really one thing after another. And I think everybody's looking at something that went down like WrestleMania weekend or at some show, but I mean, I think they had the idea that he was going to be suspended in about March, and late February, early March. So I think the plan was after WrestleMania he would be suspended, and they would just let him go through there. But it wasn't like one big thing where he raped somebody or anything like that.
Right.
Nothing like that.
Yeah. Rick Rude's mustache here in our chat room, he thinks if you'd wear the thong that you might be able to sell more, like if you modeled it on your website.
I strongly suspect we'd never sell anything again in the store and probably lose a lot of subscribers.
You think anybody will make some pictures of that?
I sure hope not, but they've made pictures of everything else. Vince actually threatened that if nobody bought the thong, he was going to post a photograph of himself in it, but I put the X-nay on that.
Oh, man.
What's Brent Crimmins' status at Club Chico? Is he allowed in?
He has been reinstated.
Okay.
He is allowed to return. He showed up last time with... He showed up with bacon cheeseburgers.
Oh.
And he's Jewish. So, he brings
The
over all
ultimate
these...
show of faith.
Sure, he brought over some bacon cheeseburgers. He brought over some chips from Trader Joe's and some dip, which are still sitting on my counter unopened. I don't know why the hell he brought it here if he wasn't going to eat it. But he brought over a lot of food. He was sober. He offered to put $40 on his card for the show, but that didn't pan out. But he's back. He's all right.
Now, we were
It was
talking
more a
about...
problem with Vince than myself. I'm always fine with... Brent, to me, is like the pots and pans guy. And Vince sees him like Dave saw the pots and pans guy. Vince can't handle a drunken Jewish guy freaking out in Club Chico. And I can laugh at it.
Do you think you want him over with the bacon cheeseburgers?
I mean, that was the way to get to Vince's heart, that's for sure.
He's a man after my heart.
Yeah,
Right.
You get Vinny on the line with OIB. I mean, one inch biceps deals with freaking out drunk people professionally.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking earlier about the ECW show that you're going to start, I guess, in September.
Alright, fine. Don't say that.
Actually, maybe earlier than September, but yeah.
Are they going to tape it before like Raw and SmackDown, or is it going to be like in its own arena?
They haven't figured any of that stuff out yet. I think that they've got to, first they need to figure out if they even have a TV slot, and then from that point they've got to determine, they're already starting to book buildings, I think maybe as early as June. So, it depends. Part of it I think also depends on what you want the look of the show to be. Because it's very, very expensive to do a TV taping, but part of the reason it's so expensive for WWE is you've got a ramp, you've got all this pyro, you've got all these lighting systems and everything like that, and it's a very big production. And if you're going to be booking small buildings and you want ECW to have sort of an outlaw feel, you don't need all that stuff, and you might be able to just have an extra day for the taping. But the way they've always done it before when they've had other shows, when they have Heat, the Super Astros, that sort of thing, they've always taped it either Raw night or SmackDown night. But I think they understand that you sort of can't have ECW in a giant arena with the big SmackDown fist and banners and everything like that. So
Right.
This is a thing where they have the idea, they started contacting people, but not everything is hammered in. Not everything's hammered out yet, and they've got to figure a lot of things out. So we don't know, basically.
Someone here in our chat room, HGH, he wants to know if
Hunter?
No.
if Meltzer should grow his mullet back.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh man.
I first met Dave in 2001 when we went down to the King of the Indies, and I was really hoping he'd have a mullet, but it was like cut real close to his head, like he'd just gotten a haircut, and it was like half-inch long all over, and he's had it like that ever since. And I think the days of the mullet are over.
What do you think about the Kane's movie? Have you?
What do I think about it?
Yeah.
I
Are you
watched,
excited to see it?
I watched the previews on Raw, and it looks like it's filmed very well.
Right.
But I've read a bunch of different reviews. I've heard everything from it's just a fine, awful horror film. You can be entertained by it. I've heard other people say it's so bad that it never gets to be so bad it's good. It just is bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's coming out, the same weekend as the Da Vinci Code. So no one's going to the movie.
Right.
And I don't know. I just don't picture it having strong word of mouth. I mean, if you look at like Raw and SmackDown combined, let's say they've got 8 million viewers, and they can get a couple 100,000 of them to buy a pay-per-view every month. And at best for WrestleMania, you're talking maybe 1 million people. 1 million people going to Kane's movie is, I think, your best-case scenario. I think maybe like the first weekend it may do $7.5 million. That's my prediction. And then weekend 2, I predict like $1 million. And weekend 3, I'm predicting about 600,000, and then it's out of theaters.
Has he? Do you know if it's been like advertised anywhere besides on wrestling?
I have not seen anything anywhere.
No, me neither.
I haven't really been looking, but no, I've seen it nowhere except Raw.
Yeah.
I presume as it gets, I don't watch a lot of TV, but I haven't seen a whole lot of Da Vinci Code trailers on TV. They may be there and I just haven't seen them, but I think, the big push on TV probably won't be until like the second weekend of May or something like that.
Right.
So I think it'll be, they're in the theaters and everything. People have seen them there, so.
Do you think it's a weird way to like push the date? Is that people can't bring it up, or he chokeslams you, rips out your eyeball?
It is. It's I guess I sort of see why they're doing it, to hammer the date into your head.
Right.
But it's like they're going to hammer it into our head anyway. It's the last week, the last 2 weeks. I don't really see. I look at this angle and it's like, okay, if anybody asked me, I'd tell them what May 19th was. If someone said, what date is Kane's movie coming out, I'd say May 19th. Doesn't mean I want to see it.
Right.
I just have memorized what the date is. Nothing they've done with Kane. In fact, the thing where he was talking to himself in the hallway, I thought, I have even less desire than ever to see this film now. And I don't see how hammering May 19th in my head is going to make me want to see it as the date draws near.
Did you notice Jonathan Coachman kind of mentioned that? And last week he was hearing the voices in his head.
Yeah, I didn't see him do it this week. Did he do it?
I don't know. I didn't see Raw this week. Last week.
I don't blame you. It sucks, but...
I'm not making too much sense because I'm not exactly in the right frame of mind to be doing a show.
Really?
Too far. Yeah, I'm not going to be going too far into that. I've been smoking weed today.
Oh.
So I had to do something to get through Mr. Terrific. Oh, that was an awful interview. But yeah, last week's Raw, Jonathan Coachman mentioned the old Big Show hearing the voices in the corridor thing. And it kind of struck me as weird that Jonathan Coachman would know that was going on.
It was
Tony Schiavone thing over again.
It was an unbelievably stupid gimmick. Like, Kane is supposed to be crazy because he's hearing voices. And we're all hearing the same damn voices.
Right.
And so are the announcers. It was like the warrior in the mirror gimmick.
Exactly.
It's like the guy's crazy, but we're seeing what he's seeing, so maybe he's not crazy.
Right.
Maybe
Whole thing
we're
was
crazy
stupid.
as well.
And how about the big God angle this weekend? What do you think's going to happen?
Well, my prediction is a horrible prediction. I actually give my prediction on the Bryan and Vinny show next, but...
Right. What's coming up
I
next?
think, I guess to condense it very quickly here, I'll save the big speech for the Bryan and Vinny show, but
Right.
I expect Vince to get hit by lightning or something stupid.
What are you about to say, Intra?
Oh, I just wanted to ask a question. I just wanted to know how many hours do you put in a day writing Figure 4 Weekly?
The actual writing, I can usually get the whole thing written in like 2 days, but it used to be much better like before the website. Before the website came along, I had a lot of days where I had just nothing to do. It was a good time. Just go out. There was one summer, it's just every summer I just spent out at the pool tanning. So all I did all day was go out and tan and then come in and do nothing, and life was good. And then I started the website, and now between the newsletter, updating the site, there's a lot of site-related stuff, all the radio shows and everything like that. I feel like I work 18 hours a day and then sleep, and then get up to work 18 more hours. So it's a lot. I don't really have numbers anymore, but I have not seen the sun in a long time. Let's put it that way.
Any other question from the board
Let's see.
before we play the Bryan and Vinny show?
If we're, I might as well ask this one. I actually listened to the Bryan and Vinny show last night, and I was thinking along the grounds of God's theme music. What's wrong with Stairway to Heaven?
That would not be bad. Thing is, I think Vince is too cheap to pop for good music for God. I actually have to ask you all this as well, since we sort of discussed it on the show and we hadn't decided yet, but you've got a pay-per-view, you've got a 3-man match for the world title, and you've got a match with Christ.
Right.
Which goes on last? You got to protect your title, but you don't necessarily know if you're going to have a long-term relationship with the Almighty.
Yeah. Well, if you go on main event after Jesus or after God, it really puts over your title. So I think you have to main event with the title.
That's true. It does put over the title.
Right.
But how do you follow God striking someone down with lightning?
Yeah, we got the King of Kings. He's in the main event.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We do have the King of Kings.
Yeah. And you get a guy who he's got the pump-up shoes.
That could actually build up an angle. The King of Kings versus the King of Kings. The King
Right.
of Shoes. That's quite a little storyline there.
Yeah. What do you think,
I hope
Andrew?
no one in WWE is listening, because I actually don't need to see that, but...
Oh, they're not listening because I've been pushing my my boogeyman angle for a while here, but they never do.
What's the boogeyman angle?
They got to sell gummy worms in the arenas. Kids would buy these because they'd eaten them by the handful, just like he's eating the worms.
That is actually a hell of an idea.
Yeah. So they keep selling them because people have to keep buying more bags so they can eat more and more gummy worms.
I am actually stunned they haven't done that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a deal where, like, the arenas don't want to, you know, if you have tens of thousands of gummy worms, you're going to have a bunch of them on the floor and stepped on, and it's going to be a bitch to clean up.
Yeah.
I just wanted to have
That's
Oh, I'm
a
sorry.
fine idea.
I just want him to have like a feud with Scotty Too Hottie, so the worm can get his revenge.
So he could eat Scotty.
Well,
I'm not totally opposed to that.
I don't know about that one. But,
oh,
Man,
You think Spooky Man will be back?
Confidence.
I do like the gummy worms.
Yeah, the gummy worms. See, that's why I'm the idea man here, not the intro.
Yeah.
every idea is your idea, my man.
Oh man. All right. You want to plug the Bryan and Vinny show?
It's next.
Yeah, it's nothing we're up against.
I knew there'd be a stonk on you.
Yeah,
That's right. F4WOnline.com, kids. Check it out. Check out the Bryan and Vinny show. New tag team partner of In Your Head.
Oh man.
This is Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer Newsletter, and you're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com.